an obsessive Eminem fan. The actor who played Stan, Devon Sawa, was on hand to judge the contest. Our sister station in New York caught up with him and the winner.
I think it's an attitude. I think it's a look. I think we're gonna see. We're gonna see who jumps out at me.
I'm feeling absolutely honored. I just moved to New York about a month ago, and for me, I moved because of music and because of Eminem. He had a huge impact on me.
Eminem's Stands hit the theater today. Boy, I remember when that song came out. It was a collaboration with another singer. Why am I forgetting her name? But anyway, it was a cool record. Yeah.
Because you're an OG.
Record. Well, back then when it was CDs.
It was actually a record. Was it a CD?
Yeah, and Eminem, the early 2000s, yeah.
They're all records.
Yeah. Okay, a quick reminder that you can now stream KTVU News anytime. Fox Local now available on all streaming devices. Just scan the QR code on your screen right now. You can search for Fox Local app and then select KTVU. Stick around with us. We're going to start Take Two in just a second. Next newscast at noon. Welcome to Take Two, everyone. This is the show after the show where we dive into some of the topics we covered on Mornings on 2, including a number of different things. I have my friends and colleagues with me here, Sal Castaneda and Frank Malicote. So let's get right to it. We want to go to Big Bay Mornings. We talked with them at the tail end of the 9, and we got a lot of issues that we still need to discuss. Some hot topics, Sal.
You know,
you're having a good discussion
I was giving Greg a little bit of grief because he's a Cowboys fan. So, Greg, you were mentioning the catch. Guess what? So, because Mrs. Castaneda's baller, I was standing at an airport lounge last week or 2 weeks ago with Joe Montana, and I talked to him, and he lives in the Bay Area.
How was it? How was he? Because when I met him, he was not friendly to me at all.
You know what? He's not friendly to adults, and I'll tell you why. Because he's been scammed. People have scammed. He gets
scammed, right?
Scammed, right?
He's like Paul McCartney for crying out loud.
So he was friendly with me because he knows that I know Mark Ibanez. He knows the Channel 2 folk, right? So he's probably figuring I'm not going to scam him. But he will take pictures with kids. He will not take pictures with adults.
What about the 25 selfies you took with him?
Well, that's different. Okay. I am Sal Castaneda, Greg.
Call him out. He's
well, that's what we do.
You out.
What do you mean he wasn't friendly? Did he not know who you were, Greg?
Sal, I did not meet him as just some rando off the street. I met him through a mutual friend. It was not in a large gathering. I couldn't have been nicer. I did not ask for a picture. I just told him the story I told you about how he broke my heart when I was 9 years old, and he could not have cared less.
Were you wearing a cowboy jersey at the time?
I was not. No.
I'm sorry. You know
But
what?
that's okay.
Maybe he was. I mean, have you got? Okay, you guys are radio people, and people come up in these days. People know what you look like. You always have to be friendly, don't you? I mean, I know my friend Alexander Erasmus, Allie, is always very friendly to people at Trader Joe's. I know this.
How do you know this? Did we run into each other at Trader Joe's?
Because I know you're a smart person.
I actually, you know what? I've been at one where you shop quite a bit, and they came up to me and said, "Oh, Allie's in here all the time."
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Well, you never know. You know, you never know who might know you. And,
Right?
And it's just a good general rule. Just don't be a jerk.
Yeah,
to people.
Benny,
Even
don't
if
be
you're
a
not
jerk,
on TV.
okay? Don't be a jerk.
But no, Benny, it sounds like you were being nice, and I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, it wasn't the encounter of your dreams.
I'm giving Betty some grief because
Steve, yeah.
you know these are the nicest folks.
Joe Montana, sorry.
Nicest folks. But I mean, how do you guys handle people coming up, rolling up on you?
We love it. We encourage it because a lot of times, you know, we have a texting hotline and obviously phone lines, and listeners will reach out like, well, we saw you yesterday at the grocery store, but we didn't come up because we didn't want to bug you. And we're always like, no, come up. We love that. So it's always really cool. It's really cool because I guess you could say we're, you know, quote unquote local celebrities, but when you travel and you're out of town and then it's either a listener from that area or maybe they're traveling from the Bay there as well. But when you get recognized out of town,
unless you're in Las Vegas.
That's cool.
At a blackjack table, that could be a little scary.
If you're doing something seedy, guys, last week I was in Belgium at the F1 race and I got recognized by a listener.
Belgium.
That's a cool thing.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you never know when it's going to happen. And you know, I had kind of like a reverse, the opposite experience. So remember we mentioned Hardly Strictly Bluegrass, one of the bands playing is ALO. I'm a huge fan of ALO. I've been listening to their music for years. My husband and I always go to their concerts. We ran into the lead singer once when we were in Carmel just vacationing, and I had that same reaction, Greg, that you were talking about, where people were like, oh, I don't want to bother you, but he was so nice and so gracious. His name is Zach Gill. He shook my hand. He asked me my name. He asked, you know, how long have we been listening to his music? And he was so personable, and I remember it made such an impression on me. I thought, that's how I should respond to every person who recognizes me or who comes and introduces themselves.
But you have to realize, too, they know you from TV.
He didn't know me from TV. He doesn't want. I was just like
regardless
a
of who you are, first impressions are big impressions, and if you come off like a son of a gun out of the gate, just be kind to everybody, no matter what.
I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to test it because our general managers walked by. I think you could swear on.
I almost did. I was.
Hey,
let's go.
Let's go.
Swear for swear. We got
We're dying to do it. Yeah. Bet you will beat you. Let's go.
I'm going to top all of you right now with my big Sal's important story. I was in Bangkok. I was wearing Golden State jerseys thing in Bangkok, and some guy rolls up. Steph Curry's my favorite guy. Wait a minute, you're Sal. What are you doing here?
Bangkok, that's
Bangkok. But Belgium is pretty far away too, though.
I mean, once I got recognized at the line in Disneyland when I was with my kids, but that's not too far away. But that's not somewhere I'd expect.
I still can't cash a check in this city, so I don't know.
It's always nice, and you know what? I think we all can agree that we appreciate people listening and watching, and they're the reason that we're here, and this could end tomorrow. And so you have to be gracious and kind. The only thing you always have to watch out for is you got to be a big tipper, because if they do recognize you and you're not
30%,
not
baby.
good.
Right.
30% is where I start.
Wait, hold on. Can we point out that Sal just one-upped you, though, with the Bangkok thing? Did you see Sal? He one-upper Sal over there. He had a one-up you. The Belgium? No, I was in Bangkok.
Actually, Belgium. I think Belgium is.
I was in Johannesburg last week. Okay, South Africa. No, not really. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
Hey, Ellen,
I did get recognized at the Lafayette Shell Station, though. That was pretty big.
Ellen.
Oh, that's nice.
I get recognized when I'm out. So that's something I did have to learn. I think I brought it up before, that now, because you're right, you never know who's watching. They send you a DM later saying, hey, was this you? If I'm out with the girls, if I'm out at a festival, if I'm out having a good time, I have to be mindful of my behavior.
Right.
Because I
Yes.
did have someone send me a DM. Yeah, they were like, oh, I was going to come up to you, but you look like you were having a really good time. I was like, oh, is that when they were trying to kick me off the stage? Oh, my bad. You know, like little things like that. But it's just, it's really nice hearing how we have personally, like, you know, touch them in some way, or how they can relate to you in some way, because, like, yeah, we are a part of their routines. We're a part of their everyday life, and
Right.
it's a big deal.
Yeah, and
like,
sometimes-
we don't
You know,
take that lightly. Like, we get it.
I'm looking at some of the comments here on YouTube. So Crystal asked, do they know that this also affects their friends and their families? I think she's referencing if you get recognized, whoever is with you, that also has an impact on them.
Oh, yeah.
And my
My
kids,
kids are used to it.
totally
Yeah.
used to it.
Yeah, they're used to it, yeah.
They think it's
I
a
can
novelty.
speak on that. So my wife, Vanessa, she now knows, we've been together 18 years, but yeah, like she'll go to the office and people come up to her and they're asking her about something personal in her life. And she's like, how do you know that? Oh, your husband was just talking about it this
Yeah.
morning on the radio. So now 18 years in, she knows, just tell me what I absolutely cannot mention.
There you go.
Everything else is fair game.
Right.
You know,
It's
so
hard
that's-
because,
yeah,
I mean,
there's
the
that.
nature of who we are and what we do, we're talkers and we like to share. We like to tell stories. And,
Yeah.
of course, we're going to tell stories about the people important to us in our lives. But, yeah, I think that's definitely something I've
So,
had to be aware of as well.
This is actually funny because Ellen is going to Outside Lands this time next week. I want to hear some stories about how she started saying something, or she like wanted to do something, but people might recognize her. So no, I didn't do that.
Oh.
For example, you don't walk into that tent where everyone's getting high, right?
Probably not.
You know, like, right? I mean,
Or do you?
I do. I mean,
It's legal.
Just a
At this
quick
point-
walkthrough.
At this point, I do, okay? But maybe you don't. I mean, I have, I have just because I like to see everything, but I mean, maybe you don't. I don't know. It really depends. But you have to be aware
I
that people will
agree.
be
Yeah,
watching.
so I'm
Well, this take two is getting very personal.
this weekend. I'll be there.
My
This is a
God.
fun discussion. I know. I've never had a chance to talk about these things before. That's the fun
these
thing
guys are
about,
fun. These guys are
about
fun.
Take Two.
I'm going to watch you a little
Yeah.
more closely when you do traffic now.
You know what, Frank? You go ahead, big guy. Yeah, so listen.
Good guy. You know, last year, speaking on Ellen, she is not afraid because during Chapel Roan last year, and I saw it on video. She posted it. She rolled down a hill at Outside Lands during Chapel Roan. So she's not afraid to act
bring
in
it.
public.
Nice.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, you
That's
got
what
to
I
have
was
your
gonna
own
say,
personal
like, you know, at the
videographer.
end of the day, say it again.
You have to have your own personal videographer come with you.
You know, normally we do, but it's fun because, like, I think one of the biggest things why we're here, one of the biggest reasons is we're unapologetically ourselves. So yes, I'm gonna roll down that hill. Yes, Sal, I'm gonna enter that tent with you.
Okay, great.
Yes, like I'm going to still be myself because it's relatable. Like, we're curious. We still like to
Right.
have a good time. Like, now, am I going to put myself in a very questionable situation where it could jeopardize my job?
Probably.
No.
Maybe, but I won't.
What are you going to do?
Well,
You know, one more
you're going to have a big weekend then.
There's one more question. Chonky Seal. First of all, Chonky Seal says, love you, Sal.
Oh, thank
Whoever
you,
that is.
Chonky.
And Chonky Seal, it says, does it feel weird to be minding your own business only for someone to recognize you? No. I mean, you sign up for that. You have to
Yeah, I probably
know
wouldn't-
that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And usually the folks are very polite.
People are
Yes.
friendly.
I mean, a lot of people think I'm Frank Somerville because we're about the same age, same
And
height.
you're Frank.
And I'm the morning guy, he's the evening guy, and I'm a Frank as well. And I had people come up to me at events going, Somerville, I'm blah. And I go, no, I'm the morning guy. I'm Frank Mellon. No, you're not. And then some other guy came up to me, hit me in the back. Hey, Somerville. And I go, yes, I am. Anyway,
Yeah, I just stopped explaining.
it's all
Go
good.
with it.
All right. Well, this has been a pretty
I actually
fun...
have to say, I get upset when people don't recognize me. I get upset if I go out and no one says anything. That hurts my feelings.
Just don't use the words, do you know who I am? Don't ever use those words,
Oh,
right?
sure, go ahead and use those words.
Don't pull an anchor man. Do you know who I am?
Especially when you're getting pulled over.
I think I've done it.
deal.
I think I did it once a long time ago.
All right. Really fun talking with you guys, the folks at 99.7 Big Bay Mornings. Greg, Ellen, and Benny, thanks for chatting with us. And we're going to take a quick break on Take Two, and we'll be right back. Thank you for watching Take Two, and joining the conversation with us, we have James Torres, who's back from San Jose, where it was the first day of school for a lot of students, and usually it's a very happy time. People are all smiles. Parents are happy to get their kids out of the house and off their screens.
For a number of reasons.
But this year, because of the current political climate, there's another layer of complexity to all this. Tell us what the district is preparing for.
I certainly don't want to take away from the excitement that's still there. I mean, it's still a brand new year for a lot of students. For a lot of parents, a whole new year of school, which, by the way, seems like it's starting earlier and earlier every year. I mean, I'm sure you noticed it with your...
It's earlier than it was last year.
Yeah.
Years ago, it was after Labor Day.
Yeah, and that's
August and July were your months.
That's what you hear a lot about on the East Coast, too. And growing up in South Florida, it was always like the last week of August.
Sure.
That's
Growing
when we
up here
start
in
school.
the Bay Area, it was, too. Like, after Labor Day is when you'd start school, the school year.
Yeah.
And the school year would end at the end of June.
Right, mid-June, we'd get out like the 10th.
There's a district in the East Bay that started early last week, like in the final days of July. But
I'd protest if I was a kid. That's too early.
But anyways, you know, so we were down at Hoover Middle School in San Jose. They did a whole big welcome back party. Something, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen on a first day of school. A big balloon arc, just full of inflated balloons. They rolled out a red carpet. Had coffee and donuts for the parents dropping their kids off. They had a DJ playing music.
Wow.
Not at all from this generation, I should add, but, you know, the whole...
It was the parents and teachers.
Celebrate good. You know, no 12 or 13-year-old is going to appreciate this song. But, you know, a very good vibe to it, a very good electric start to the first day of school. And I talked to the principal there, Andrew Armstead, who... very, very tall guy. This is a guy whose office you do not want to be in if you're a small 12-year-old. But he had a really great kind of vision for what this school year was going to bring, and he said that he wanted this first day of school to be electric and full of energy and full of good reasons why students want to go to school, and keep really the focus on the classroom and not so much on all these political conversations that we've been having, which, of course, a lot of the parents, the teacher staff in the district have been having for the last few months over the summer.
Should mention at the backdrop of all of this is that U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement used to have a rule or a policy of not going to sensitive, quote-unquote, sensitive locations like school campuses, so that students maybe wouldn't feel intimidated by their presence, or
parents don't feel too scared to bring their kids to school.
Right, but that policy has gone away since January of this year. So that's why there's this extra layer of concern, maybe fears that parents and kids won't want to go to school to avoid that situation.
Did you talk to the student? I know they're young. Maybe off camera, were they worried about that?
The students seem pretty focused on school. I mean, you're talking 11 to 13-year-olds here at a middle school. The parents, very, very top of mind. And the reason why we're talking about this in Santa Clara County, the County Office of Education had put this memorandum or declaration, this document, and in it, it stated that about 60% of students within the county have at least one parent that is foreign-born or an immigrant. So they think that these policies and these conversations that are happening nationwide really do, target's not the right word, but can really have an effect on the population there. And so something I've talked to the principal about, he says that the district really had some good conversations with the staff and principals throughout the district, talking about what it is that they would do if federal agents came to campus, what rights they have, and what requirements they would need to do in order to actually enter the campus, and how to talk to students about their concerns and parents and teachers about their concerns about, kind of that same idea. There was one parent I spoke to who says, it's not anything that she thinks that she has to worry about, but she thinks about it every day because it could affect someone in her community, it can affect her son's friends, affect other people in other schools.
Are the kids aware of that, or it's just school?
Can be aware of things like that, but maybe that's just not top of mind.
Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't doubt that. There was no one that I talked to today that was evidently like, I'm a little nervous to be in class today. No one, student-wise at least. But actually, I don't even think the parents were very nervous either, but most of them told me that it's something that's definitely on their minds.
It's lingering in the background.
Yeah. And you'd like to think that when they have a school day that starts with a big party and a
Rock
big
and roll
welcoming.
party, yeah.
That's an easy way to get your day started. I think parents appreciated that
I
too.
think just the fact that school districts and county education offices in California especially have had to think about this and make policies to instruct their administrators what to do, what to say in the event of XYZ. That in itself is newsworthy and something different than
as you said,
a year
another
ago.
layer of, and sometimes that first day of school can be a little daunting because especially kids in middle school where you're starting to grow and go through puberty and all that kind of stuff. So you want to be nice and all that.
I mean, the first day of the school year is always, while exciting, can certainly bring on a number of different anxieties. I mean, it's a whole new routine. It's harder classes, especially if it's your first day of middle school or your first day of 8th grade, knowing that you're going to go. And we're talking specifically about San Jose Unified because their school year starts today. They make up about 23 to 25,000 students in Santa Clara County. But you still have other districts that are going to be starting within the next week or 2 weeks or so, too, who are also having these same conversations
Oakland
with their
Unified
staff.
School District starts on Monday.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when SFUSD does, but I think, let me look it up real quick. I think it's definitely, all Bay Area schools start school in the next week or so, week or two.
Yeah, but again, keeping up with just why we're talking about Santa Clara so much, because we ran a story yesterday, too, about Alum Rock and Campbell having these discussions within their district, because Santa Clara, we just know, has a very large immigrant population. Again, 60% of the students have at least one parent who is a foreign-born parent. So it's something it seems like the county Office of Education is taking seriously, and that's trickling down to some of the individual districts.
Sounds like the kids have their heads on straight. They're glad to be back in school. They got a nice warm welcome, and they're moving forward.
So which is what you hope. You hope it to be.
We have more back to school topics to touch on when we come back. Really quick, SFUSD, they start on the 18th of this month. So quick break, and we'll have more Take Two.
Thank you, James.
Welcome back. We have just a few more minutes of our streaming show, Take Two, where we're talking about back to school topics and subject matter. You know, this is something we all went through. You know, my kids are going to be starting school starting next week. And one of the things that we discussed during our morning show, I did an interview with someone from the Better Business Bureau, Alma Galvan. She was talking about this new concern that some parents should be aware of. Every year, a lot of folks take pictures of their kids holding up the little signs on the first day of school. And those little signs, you know, you can write it in with chalk, and it says, sometimes it says what grade they're in, the child's name, the school they're going to, the teacher they might have, you know, their interest. And so people have been doing this for the last decade or so with social media. Everyone posts these pictures. I've done it every year myself. I like seeing my friends' kids, seeing how they've grown over the years, and their pictures as well. But the concern now is with AI, it's very easy, or easier, for scammers to you can just take that photo, input it into an AI program, and it'll tell you where the photo was taken, and a lot of the children's names.
Of course it does. They find the most wholesome thing.
I know, right?
And find a way to make trouble with it.
Harvest the information and make it awful. I love it. I mean, graduation time and back to school when they're holding up the signs. Yeah, here's my 2, or you know, my 5 and my 8-year-old going. I think that's great.
I love seeing it years later.
AI can actually mine that information and tell you where the picture was taken and all that stuff.
Probably, honestly.
And then also, you know, sometimes people use their kids' names as part of their passwords. So if that information is out there, then it's also a security risk. So basically the advice she gave was, you don't have to stop taking these pictures. Just take a simple picture. Don't put
blur the background, maybe.
Well, you know, when you have a child, it's 6 months old, it's a year old, 1.5. A lot of times that's all it says. So just throw that up there.
Yeah, or just take a picture and just know in your mind, this was the picture we took on the first day of 4th and 7th grade.
Or just keep it in your phone and don't post it.
You can
have that.
One of my sisters will take a photo. She'll, you know, we'll have it published online and whatnot, Facebook and whatnot, but also have it printed and then write down the details on the back of the photo, who the teacher is,
very
who the, you know,
and then hold on to it. You don't have to post everything.
I know.
You know, years ago, you could just have a photo.
But posting it, you know, it, like you said, kind of makes it a little easier to keep record of.
True.
Say something happens to your phone, you lose your phone and whatnot.
Oh, I agree, but...
and then years later, Facebook sends you, on this date, 10 years ago, you see the
little guy was in
so cute.
2nd grade,
I know.
By the way, how many siblings do you have?
I'm the youngest of 9.
So do you...
8
how many
older.
nieces and nephews
I was just going to say, how many do you have to keep track of?
Too many to count. At least, I think the last time I actually made it a real count, the last one was born 4 years ago.
So are we talking like over a dozen?
Oh, yeah. There are at least 17.
Oh, my goodness. That's a lot of back-to-school photos.
Tomorrow he's going to name them all.
Good luck.
We want to thank you for hanging out with us here on Take Two. We'll have our next newscast comes up at noon, and then we'll be back for Take Two after the show tomorrow. Have a great afternoon.